Hello, my name's John Manzella, and I'm a nationally syndicated columnist, author of several books, and a speaker on global business, labor, and economic trends. But I'm also a beneficiary, not a victim, of dyslexia, which is a learning disability characterized by reading, writing, and decoding difficulties. Why do I say beneficiary? Well, let me explain. As a child, I experienced the difficulties of dyslexia firsthand. Growing up, I often felt dumb, lacked confidence, and had low self-esteem. I couldn't read until much later than my classmates, and continued to have difficulties with math. When paying bills, for example, I still say each number out loud, highlight each digit, and review it several times before I hit send on my laptop. To this day, I still have stomach aches weekday mornings Monday through Friday, but not Saturday or Sunday. This is caused by the anxiety I felt waiting for the school bus and knowing that when I arrived at school, I would not be able to complete tasks, somehow embarrass myself, and feel stupid. Prior to Christmas vacation in first grade, I recall being very excited hearing bells ringing in the hallways. Our teacher told us it was Santa's elves putting candy in our boots. We all darted outside of the classroom into the hallways, and I was shocked to find sticks in my boots. Was I a bad kid? My teacher, not being familiar with dyslexia, probably thought I was lazy. Needless to say, I failed first grade. However, I was fortunate to repeat it at a nearby school that had an excellent special education teacher. Her instruction, along with support from my family and friends, helped me cope, build much needed confidence and self-esteem. My father repeatedly told me that I could achieve anything I wanted if I was willing to work hard. And he also told me that if it took me twice as long than other students to complete my homework or study for tests, well, that's what I had to do. Other people with dyslexia are not as fortunate as I was and don't have the educational assistance, emotional support, or encouragement I received as a child. Consequently, it's estimated, and no surprise, that dyslexics include 30% of high school dropouts, 50% of adolescents involved in drug and rehabilitation, and nearly 50% of those incarcerated. Now, the brains of dyslexics are wired differently. On the upside, dyslexics think outside the box in a non-linear way. And they think in pictures, not words. Research indicates that dyslexics are highly creative, insightful, and intuitive, and able to identify complex patterns much more easily than the average person. I credit this characteristic, which I identify as big picture thinking, for my ability to connect the dots in seemingly unrelated economic trends and other factors. Now, in the US, it's estimated that dyslexics, which represent as much as 10 to 20% of the population, comprise approximately 35% of entrepreneurs, 40% of self-made millionaires, and 50% of rocket scientists at NASA. Dyslexia is so common at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology that it's called the MIT disease. Many of the world's most famous and successful people are dyslexics. This reportedly includes Albert Einstein, Pablo Picasso, Leonardo da Vinci, Bill Gates, Alexander Graham Bell, Winston Churchill, Woodrow Wilson, Walt Disney, Henry Ford, Steven Spielberg, Steve Jobs, and the list goes on. Their genius didn't occur in spite of dyslexia, but more likely because of it. The advantages of dyslexia are extensive, but they often are not seized if the dyslexic has a negative attitude or poor opinion of him or herself. The key, which is easier for some than others based on their environment, is to access special education services and emotional support. I'm reminded of the wise words of Henry Ford, who said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." For more information on this or to contact me, visit johnmanzella.com. Thank you.